Hello, it is I, GC Ghost Critic. It's a Thursday, so it's another bout of comic book reviews. And let's kick off straight away with quite an old comic in the sense that it's been out for a while now, but it was quite a short week in comics for me, to be honest. And so I thought for $1, or in our money it was about 80p I think it was worth a pickup, and that was Flash Gordon's Zeitgeist. I picked the Francesco Francaveli cover because I like his work. I do have to say, when I was looking at this in the comic book shop, I was, flicking through it, and the artwork at first didn't really hit me. It looked very, very busy and not particularly what I was going to be interested in, but when I got it home and started reading it, it actually, it was actually really good and thoroughly enjoyed it. For anybody's point of reference, with Flash Gordon is only the kind of campy, I think it was it late 70s, early 80s movie, then this kind of doesn't tread that far away from it. You are set up with Ming the Merciless throwing down his fury upon the earth, and Flash Gordon and Dale Arden and is it Zardov, the professor, they go off in a spaceship to go and find out where all this is coming from. What really saves this and makes it a little bit more interesting than just a retreading of an old story is the three characters right at the end that have escaped from the planet of Ming and have crash landed on Earth. So that kind of storyline is quite interesting. Whether I'll be able to pick up the next one, because my comic book store doesn't usually leave these kind of things on the shelves. They expect you to decide from issue 1 if you want it, and then they'll put it on your pull list. So hopefully there'll be another issue on the shelves and I'll pick it up and then I'll decide from the second one. But well worth a pickup if you haven't seen it, and it's $1. You can't go wrong. Oh, I'm glad to see this back. It's the Bulletproof Coffin Disinterred. For anybody who's not familiar with the Bulletproof Coffin, I will put a link to my review of this in the description box, because it is a follow-up to this Bulletproof Coffin. And I've got the trade of the original series. For anyone who hasn't read this, do not worry. You do not have to have read the first one. This isn't a follow-on as such. Though it does have the same characters in from the previous run. But this is in kind of like the old honoured time tradition of an origin story for our cover here, Shield of Justice. And it's David Hine and Shaky Kane. They are a match made in heaven when they are writing and creating these comic books. It's very much a kind of homage to kind of the 50s and 60s pulp fiction culture, and of course the comics that were coming out at the time. It's very bizarre, very surreal, very dark humour. This is titled for mature readers, and yes, it is for the mature reader. There is violence, there is nudity, and there is sex in this. Come back. Yes, you're all rushing out to buy this now, aren't you? It is great. I love this. I love the first run. I will definitely be picking this up. You'll see much more of this. It's just a great title that you should be picking up. Onward with the Vertigo title, and it's the Unwritten, and we're now on issue 33.5. These 0.5 issues, they're being a bit cheeky. Again, we divert from the main storyline, and we now... It's another kind of history episode, but as good as it is, I'm getting a bit tired of them. It's good issue, but I just want the main story. I want the big fight between Taylor and the whole big dark cabal to kick off, because it kind of left us on a really big kind of cliffhanger, and now we're back to this, which is it's a great standalone story. And you do, if you are a long-term reader of this, you will see clues within this story that are prevalent in the whole story that we've had in the last 33 issues. So there are clues in there. There are little bits dotted around that you go, well, that's in the current run, like in the present time. But the story, it's creepy, it's quite dark. Again, it's with the violence and the mutilations. Oh goodness. But yes, it's well worth picking up if you just want a straight one and done story. But I just want to get into the meat of the current story arc that's going on. Let's do like Fables do. It's very much in that kind of vein, in that they have a whole story arc prepared, but they keep throwing these bits in, and it just makes me kind of ravenous for the main story, while still enjoying this. Long-term readers will love it, like me, but we just want a bit more. I did say I wasn't going to get this title anymore, and I did take it off my pull list, but I might have to pick up the next couple of issues. I'm not going to say much more on this. It's Astonishing XMen, and that's an ambulance outside. Hopefully that'll go away soon. Bye-bye. Yes, Astonishing XMen. It's just terrible. I don't know. I don't know whether this is an alternative universe. I'm presuming it is, but there is no kind of backup to how they got here, or if it did, I've forgotten, which doesn't bode well for a storyline at all. The artwork is pretty dull and boring. There is a kind of interesting kind of ironic take that, you know, they're all putting the Magneto helmets on their head to stop this saviour from getting into their heads and stopping them, you know, escaping, etc. So that is quite an interesting take, but not interesting enough for me to want to keep and go, oh, put that back on my pull list. So I don't know how many more issues I'm going to have to pick up this, but hopefully not too many more. Not recommended at all. On to DC, it's issue 5 of Batman The Dark Knight, and I have had a lot of trouble with this issue, with this title, as you will know from previous reviews. And our last issue, I was almost at the point where I was going to go, if the next issue isn't any good, it's being dropped. And then what does it do? It gives me this, which is so much better. Oof. This was good. It's the Scarecrow. We had the big reveal at the end of last issue. Scarecrow with his fear toxin. And Batman is battling against Scarecrow. Scarecrow is a scary guy in this. You know, I've read previous, you know, Scarecrow-centric kind of stories, and while there's been a sense of kind of scariness about him, it's, for me, he's been kind of a jokey guy. It's just this kind of guy with a sackcloth over his head. But this guy in this one, whoo, he's a scary dude. And he eventually, you know, he's battling Batman, and Batman's fighting through the fear toxin, not letting it affect him, though there are some great panels in here. It is very interesting if you pick this up. When the fear toxin first starts affecting Batman when he's fighting against it, obviously all these apparitions of everything he fears comes out, and there are lots of his villains gallery. But right in there is Damian. Damian in the Robin suit, which I thought was very interesting. Don't know if anybody spotted that. Eventually, you know, Batman thinks he's got it beat, but then Scarecrow just, he injects him with a new kind of strain of this fear toxin, which, you know, the Scarecrow thinks, well, I can't scare you anymore, you've fought your fear, so let's try you without fear at all. And this is this new strain of fear toxin he has. And this is the toxin that all the rest of the supervillains that we've had in the previous issues have been subjected to. So it's a complete absence of fear, and he ends up, spoiler, Superman comes along to try and save Batman, but Batman's so, you know, out of it on this new strain of fear toxin that he battles him. And you know, Superman might have gone a bit too far. A much better issue. I'm more pleased with the direction this is going. The artwork is a lot better. I'm more excited for this title now, thank God. Keeping with DC Comics and their new 52, Justice League Dark #5. And this wraps up the first story arc. Pretty good deal here. My issue with this title is the team. We do not see them as a team. And I think this book would benefit so much more in keeping these guys together. They clearly don't like each other for the most part. There are a lot of big characters here, characters that won't be ordered around by a leader as such, and I would think the dynamic between that would be much more interesting in keeping them together, instead of at the end of the title going, oh, I'm not going to be part of a team, oh, I'm going off to do my own thing, and split them all up again. Only, you know, in the next team, you know, Xanadu is just going to have to pull them all together again to fight the next big bad, or avert the next apocalypse, whatever. And that kind of storyline gets boring, it gets tired and cliched. Keep them together, let's see the dynamics, however bad or good they, you know, develop with each other. Just show us that. Still a great title, still loving it, and the artwork is a sight to be seen. Pick it up. And yeah, finally, and I'd go so far to say out of the week's comics, my pick of the week is Justice League 5. I'm sorry, it is. The team are all together now, for now. They are all together. We've got Cyborg, Green Lantern, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Superman, and strangely enough, I've just noticed Batman is not on there. How strange is that? Anyway, last issue, it left off, Darkseid has appeared and he's laid waste to our superhero team. But, you know, Green Lantern's still there, fighting, giving it his all, but nothing's working. And, you know, it's Batman with the plan. Let's stop, you know, doing this as single people, attacking him as one, and let's, you know, get our heads together, let's regroup and act like a team to take him down. So what does he do? He runs off, gets himself captured by the demons that have come out of the boom tube, so he can take a jaunt in one of them, basically. And that takes him to a place where he didn't expect, and obviously it wasn't part of the plan. Great action, great storytelling, the artwork is obviously always fantastic. You know, this might have taken place 5 years earlier. We might think these characters are very, you know, dumbed down at the moment, but they are a new team. They are coming together. These are new characters within this new 52. This new 52 universe, so they're not going to act like we expect them to right now, and I'm happy to see them progress as long as that's what happens. So with that pick of the week, that is my comics. Love this title. What else is coming up? Well, I've picked my book of the month. I think, oh my gosh, I've forgotten his name. Melbourneian Comic Man? Sorry, man. Anyway, it's Day Tripper. I've picked that for the month of February, so look out for a review at the end of that, at the end of February, or towards the end. I have to say I've started it and I am loving it. I can't believe I waited this long to read it. So yes. Also will come up very soon is a review of the Ultimate Graphic Novel collection that we're getting here in the UK. This fortnight it's Iron Man and the first 6 issues of Extremis. I've had a little look through, I haven't started it yet, but given that I don't really collect Iron Man, never have, not really keen on the character, This is going to make for an interesting review. So with that, it's the end of this week's review show. So if you're new here, subscribe. If you like the video, I like to see lots of thumbs up. And of course there's a comment box down below to tell me what you thought of my reviews, if you picked any of them up. Did you agree, disagree? What did you pick up that I didn't? With the event of these 6 issues being cancelled from DC that that we got told about a couple of weeks ago, that's me one down a title with OMAC going, so be interested to know what else you're picking up and what you think I should be. So with that, goodbye, and I shall see you very soon. Take care, guys.